What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. It is Friday. Big slate, 12 games here on Friday. Could be lesser, who knows? Weather up on the East Coast. Boston game rightfully delayed on Thursday, postponed. We'll see if they carry that weather over into Friday or not. It's supposed to lighten up around the late afternoon, but we'll see. We have Coors, your New York Yankees, James, in Coors Field. We have the Philadelphia Phillies, the Fighting Phillies in Sacramento. Sutter Health there going up against the A's. We have Toronto in Tampa Bay. So your bingo parks are all in play. Cincinnati not on this slate, so we don't have to worry about that one at least. Dodgers not on this slate either, so we don't have to worry about LA at home. Dodgers are on the road in New York, so we don't have to worry about LA as a ballpark, but the Dodgers offense is still there. Got two pitchers up over $10,000. We got some fun matchups. Happy Friday, James.
Happy Friday. Did you look at Aaron Judge's price?
Ooh,
Don't do it.
He's got to be 7K in Course.
We'll wait till we...
All right. Well, wait. I have to assume he's 7K in Course. Because if he's not 7K, we have some problems here.
His price went down.
Yeah, did it go down? Is he 5K?
No.
All right. Wheeler against the A's at $11,000. Pivetta against Atlanta at $10,300 are your top two price starters. Pablo Lopez at $9,900. Tyler Mahle against the White Sox at $96,000. And Chris Sale on the other side of that matchup of Pivetta against the Padres at $94,000. We talked this a lot. 12 game slate. A lot of value. There's going to be some interesting matchups in the mid-tier for us to look at. Zach Wheeler's pretty damn good. So are some of these other pitchers in their matchups. Are we spending up, James, here at starting pitcher today?
That is going to absolutely depend on what you want to do.
Sure.
Because we will get to the Judge price.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. You may or may not be correct. So didn't really give you a spoiler. I didn't actually give you the spoiler. I said you may or may not be correct.
Sure, that's true. You're leaving it ambiguous here. I would imagine the rest of the Yankees also jacked up.
What I will say is the rest of the Yankees, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Yankees that will play tomorrow that are over $5,000.
And DJ LeMahieu is not. So
no, he's not even over 4. That is the disrespect. 8. We can go one more. Austin Wells is $100 less than 5K. So it just really depends on what you want to prioritize, right? Philly gets Jeffrey Springs.
Yep.
Jeffrey Springs has been very up and down. He has struggled in Sutter Health. They are also very expensive. So, if
they didn't get a decrease from Coors, they just left them the same.
No, they just left them. So. They did not even no adjustments. 3 players over $6,000. So, it just really depends. Obviously, if you want Zach Wheeler. He has the most upside of any pitcher on the slate. So I think there are good pitchers below, but he's going to be another top 3 Cy Young finish for Zach Wheeler. He's great every start. It's just the ballpark stinks, but he's good enough to avoid that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You mentioned though, Pivetta is 10-3. We know his strikeout upside. Atlanta's offense has started to come around a little bit. Pablo Lopez versus Kansas City. We talked Kansas City a lot this year. Not a team that strikes out. They actually have the lowest strikeout rate in baseball now against right-handed pitching, but just a 299 WOBA, 247 batting average in the middle of the pack, 140 ISO in the middle of the pack as well. But, Lopez is a pretty good pitcher. We say pretty consistently that pitchers against Chicago tend to be a bit chalky. Mahle still sitting there with a 1.47 ERA on the season. Strikeouts are very inconsistent. But White Sox matchup, $9,600 for him there. Sale gets the Padres. Again, not a spot we generally look to attack all that often. So definitely depends maybe where the ownership is of that top group. Because you're right, we do go into the mid-tier, and there are at least some matchups I think we could look at here.
I do like Pablo here, and I do like Sale. I know we don't typically attack San Diego. They've also lost like 8 games in a row.
Sure.
And they haven't been necessarily good. Like Jackson Merrill hadn't had hits until Thursday for like 4 days in a row. Tatis is striking out like every at bat. No one looks interested in baseball over there except Gavin Sheets. And when you're relying on Gavin Sheets, that's a problem. So I like Pablo and I like Chris Sale more than I like Molly. I know the Molly matchup's the best, but he, like you said, there's like no strikeouts ever for that guy.
If you go under, Zach Gallen, who looked awful against the Cardinals. Noah Cameron running it against Minnesota. Drew Rasmussen at home against Toronto. Yusei Kikuchi gets a Miami Marlins matchup here. Clayton Kershaw did not look good and now has the Mets here at 8K. Anything there for you worth noting?
I don't hate Noah Cameron. He's looked really good in his 2 starts. Obviously, they came like pretty far in between one another. Obviously, the strikeouts are a little bit concerning because he was a decent strikeout pitcher at the minor league level. Minnesota's a really banged up offense. I wouldn't be afraid of attacking them. It's just what's your win equity when Pablo Lopez is on the other side? That would be the issue. I mean,
he's lost a 1-0 game, won a 3-0 game.
Right.
Have to be impressed. 6 1/3 into the 7th inning in both starts, 81 and 79 pitches.
Right.
So,
and 5 walks in one of them.
Yeah.
He had the no-hitter going in that game too. I think he looks pretty good other than the strikeouts. I have a lot of interest here in Yusei Kikuchi. This is typically I'm always like, I'm willing to attack and use people against Kikuchi. I'm also, or like, there's never like, he's fine. It's like, I'm definitely interested or I'm definitely interested in attacking him. This is a definitely interested spot. A lot of strikeout upside. Some of Miami's best bats, at least power bats, are from the left side.
Yeah.
You know, Kyle Stowers and Jesus Sanchez specifically. So Kikuchi has been dynamite against lefties and coming off like a stretch of pretty good outings against pretty good teams overall. So
he's got really good home numbers this year. Again, only a couple of starts, but obviously pretty solid. Miami versus lefties, a 104 ISO, 294 WOBA, not great numbers there. 248 batting average, does sit top 10, it's 10th. But in a 21% strikeout rates, nothing special, but not completely awful. Especially when Kikuchi does have some strikeout upside in his own right there. So could very well just see sort of another like 6 inning, 2 earned 6K start and get you, 19, 20 fantasy points with a win here. Because opposite of him is Sandy Alcantara. And this guy, I mean,
he's going to give up so many home runs here.
I mean,
the Angels are hitting so many they're hitting ridiculous amounts of home runs.
He's been really bad. Sad to see, obviously. He was a Cy Young and then had a really bad year. Ended up needing Tommy John surgery, missed all of last year, has come back and has been outside of like Antonio Senzatella, like one of the worst pitchers in baseball this season. 7.99 ERA for Sandy. I do think his expected ERA is expected ERA is 2.5 runs less, which is still a 5.3
I was
ERA.
gonna say it's still bad. No,
yeah,
it's still like we get questions. We get questions about him in the seasonal
all the time. Should I cut him?
Should I cut Sandy Alcantara? He's available. Should I pick him up? I can't wait. Like do I pick him up? I'm like, guys, I don't know why you would do that.
5 walks for 9?
He's gonna ruin all your ratios.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't like there's not like underlying stats right now. Maybe down the line, right?
When he won his Cy Young award, if he wasn't like an 11K per 9 guy, he's never been a big strikeout guy, and it's gone down.
Right.
and now he's walking almost 5 per 9.
And getting hit hard.
Yeah. The one thing that he does have has maintained ground ball rate. 50% ground ball rate. He had a 52% in his Cy Young, or 53% in his Cy Young year, 52% in the year that he ended up needing Tommy John surgery, and still at a 15% now. It's just anything that's hit in the air is being hit over the fence. So, like, that's kind of the problem there. And what have we said about the Angels? And I learned that the hard way with my Sears play the other day.
Home runs.
They strike out and they have a top 5 ISO. So if you get the ISO day, you're in trouble. So and they have a lot of guys in that lineup. They actually lead baseball in home runs against right-handed pitching this year. So
yeah, I'm not so. I would venture to say if you extrapolate that to like the last week, they would be like 2x everybody else.
Yeah.
Just Taylor Ward might be leading the league by himself versus everyone else.
True.
Him and Logan O'Hoppe, put them two versus everybody else in the field, and they might be winning.
Yeah. So, they hit a whole lot of home runs yesterday. Obviously, those were off a lefty, but they lead baseball this year in home runs against right-handed pitching. So, maybe some win equity for Kikuchi there as well. Slade Ciccone, something like that. Ciccone or something in there. Not like a terrible pitching prospect that came through the Diamondbacks org, but gets Detroit here. Don't think we're going to touch that one at $7,800. Griffin Canning.
The strikeouts were obviously interesting for Ciccone in
the
first start.
Yep. Detroit's just a tough team to want to go against. Griffin Canning.
Tell that to Tanner Bybee.
It's true. Home runs are starting to get him, but he's only giving up solo shots.
Yeah.
At some point, those home runs won't be solo shots, and the Griffin Canning we know and love may return, but he's faced the Yankees, the Cubs, the Diamondbacks, the Phillies, the Cardinals. Like, he's faced a lot of good offenses and not been hurt. Would you pitch him against the Dodgers?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Jackson Jobe on the opposite side of that matchup.
Yeah, he just needs to throw strikes.
Yep.
His days are numbered when he doesn't, or can be numbered when he doesn't. He's looked pretty good in back-to-back starts. So, love the pitch count being where it's been most pitches he's thrown in back-to-back games as well. So, yeah, I like that.
Can your boy Clark Schmidt get it done in Coors?
Probably. Also, probably might give up a home run. But at this point, I'm not ever ruling anyone out against the Rockies. They're officially the fewest amount of wins ever after 50 games played.
Okay. I don't really have too much interest in anything else here. Is there? Would you pitch like Augusto or Giolito? Has been good and bad depending on the day. I don't know. Nothing overly appealing for me once you get under Schmidt there. Is Lauer falling throw innings yet? No,
he only threw 3 innings. Yeah, probably not. I don't hate Burke, but because I don't think that highly of the Rangers, but just I don't think so.
Okay. Catcher, then we go. See where we want to spend our money. Raleigh, Herrera, Wells, Will Smith, top 4 price guys there. Goodman's $4,600. Your guy Drake Baldwin gets a righty in Pivetta at 43. All good.
This is not. I don't know if this is going to be a slate I'm spending a lot on catcher. There's not value pitching, and there's expensive bats that we're going to want to get to. So this is just not one of those slates.
All right. Where do you go at catcher?
If I'm not playing Kikuchi, Augustin Ramirez 39, Brian Jeffers 37, Carlos Narvaez. I think everyone in your neck of the woods thought it would just be the catching that would be serviceable, and he has been raking.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that's going to last, but
yeah, neither do I.
It's Charlie Morton on the other side, so it's live to last a little bit longer at least. Gabriel Moreno, the power has been interesting lately because he hadn't been hitting any home runs, and now he's hitting a bunch. And he hit that one against Landon Knack that went really far. Elias Diaz, tough spot, but you could play him. Salvi is just so cheap. I know, obviously, tough matchup. Rushing, whatever Mets catcher is catching between Torrens and Francisco Alvarez, they both look great. They're
both. Carantini's 3K here.
Yeah, Carantini 3K. Danny Jansen against a lefty. He's looked pretty good actually against lefties. I think his last 2 starts were against lefties, and both were in Tampa. One game he had a home run. So yeah, any of that. And then obviously if like d'Arnaud cracked the lineup because O'Hoppy's been playing a lot, you'd punt d'Arnaud.
All right, we'll get official lineups when we come live at 5, so we'll know better what the catcher position is. Again, 12-game slate, so a lot of pitching, a lot of first base options, rather. Ohtani, Harper, Freeman, all up over $6,000. Rice and Goldschmidt at 56 and 53, speaking to sort of the favorable ballparks that we were highlighting. Is this kind of where we start figuring out where the money goes?
Probably. Harper hits lefties, so like I feel like there's no bad answer above 5K. You could play like every single one of those players above 5K I feel like you'd be happy with.
I don't doubt that. I mean, obviously, I think, from a power perspective, all of them can homer. If you want to say like Canning's been pitching really well, so maybe like that'd be a guy to.
No, don't do that.
Don't Freeman. So I'm
not. Don't do that. Don't do that one. Don't do that one. Nope.
Not. Listen, I got Ohtani on my team now, so I'm all about it. Alonso versus Kershaw. Again, what version of Kershaw shows up? Yandy against Lauer for as long as Lauer's in that game, or Ronda if they just start him because they know Lauer's coming out and someone else is coming in after a couple innings. Obviously, Josh Smith. Torkelson was hitting righties better earlier in the year.
Yeah, he's hitting everybody.
Naylor's down to 43. I know Naylor has, we're kind of waiting for the power, I guess. Like, I hit 30 home runs.
And the runs batted in because he's been like such an elite RBI guy.
He's got Marte and Corbin hitting in front of him. I know. So, like, guys are on base, but they, maybe he's just not being able to take advantage quite yet of it. Pavin obviously is there. I would still play Baltimore against Giolito.
Yeah.
He's been really just bad. You mentioned hot homers with Schmidt. Tolia obviously has more power than most.
Shanuel looks pretty good at 35. He's actually kind of raking right now.
So anything to get his bat speed, right?
Anyone to get I mean,
with this, he had like the worst bottom percentile bat speed earlier this year when we looked at it. He is still 5 percentile.
It's funny that his bat speed stinks because he doesn't really strike out at all.
No.
What's his percentile? Because it has to be elite percentile. Yeah, like he doesn't strike out. And he
doesn't strike out, walks to almost 12%.
Doesn't swing and miss. Terrible bat speed. Does not swing and miss.
Nope. Doesn't chase. When he squared up percentages, 96% sweet spot.
Like, how does that make sense?
How do you have a 98 percentile sweet spot and a 10% hard hit, a 20% barrel rate? How do you have a 98% sweet spot and a 22% barrel rate with no exit velo and no bat speed? What does that even mean? What's considered the sweet spot versus what is considered a barrel? I guess is the question.
It's a good comment because he's working. Is
he going out there with a noodle? Like, what's he swinging?
It's got to be a torpedo bat, right? It's got to be.
Maybe can we get him a heavier bat? Like, or
No,
a lighter bat,
It's
I
gotta
guess.
be lighter. No, we need the lighter
You need
bat.
a lighter bat? Yeah.
I actually heard Paul O'Neill talking about it today during the Yankees game, how they used to swing a heavier bat, and now the wood's different. They used to use maple, or now they use maple, and it's lighter than what the bats were
Yeah.
in like the 90s or whatever. So I don't know, interesting, but Shanuel has been pretty good. He hit second, and Alcantara's obviously been.
All right. So here's the difference for those of you who needed to know. Barrel and sweet spot are related concepts with different focuses. A sweet spot refers to a specific area on the bat where the impact transfers more energy to the ball, resulting in less vibration felt in the hands, which makes sense. We all who've played baseball know what the pure swing feels like.
Yeah.
Right. A barrel describes a batted ball with an optimal combination of exit velo and launch angle. He has no exit velo, therefore he never has any barrel.
Interesting.
Right? So there you go. So this dude is just swinging pure. Everything just feels. He doesn't feel the bat hit the ball at all. It's just as pure can be. At just 68-mile-an-hour bloopers. Like it's all he's giving us. So for a 6'2", 230 guy, I don't know. Something's got to change there. But Sandy's not very good. Alec Burleson's coming around a little bit. Get Gallen.
Rowdy.
Yeah, keep going rowdy. Dude, Jake Berger is actually starting to look a little good.
Yeah, double donged against the Yanks on Wednesday.
Coming around up to 6 homers now. So
I will not be playing him, but we knew the Nick Kurtz home runs would be coming, and they came in bunches.
Yeah, don't think it comes against Wheeler, but
no, just giving him that price is too cheap for future matchups.
Yeah. You gave a shout out to Tim Elko in the power too. He's starting to homer a little bit. So just some names down at the.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll play Elko. I think they have been specifically playing him against lefties, but we'll see.
Okay. Second base position, up at the top, Bregman, obviously, Ketel Marte up there. Stott's got lefty, Moore versus Gusto. What do the peripheral numbers look on Gusto? I know our guy Keith earlier in the year kind of pointed out that he had some decent peripheral numbers.
He was terrible in his last start.
Yeah.
Awful. 4.51 expected ERA, 4.43 xFIP. So everything's kind of now in line with.
Basically, that one start just tanked everything that he had going.
Yeah. 4.04 Sierra. That's slightly better.
Yeah.
46% fly ball rate now. Oof. Everything's trending pretty badly.
Sounds good. So
sounds bad. Sounds bad.
Well, it sounds good for the offense that we're looking at
right
now. We got Seattle. We can play some Seattle there. Brandon Donovan, Edmundo, 41. That lefty.
Yeah, feels better than 4,600 we were paying over, but he did good on the one slate.
Yep, he did. Big 4 for 5 with a homer. Jackson Holiday against Giolito at 39. And then, I mean, if you are Yankee stacking, you almost have to play LeMahieu, right? Just for the value.
Yeah, or Bebas homered he was the only run in the he started homer walk or homer sacrifice, and then they pinch hit for him later in the game. Whoever's starting there, you could just punt. Like that would be your option. You're not even a punt. It's not neither of them are punts. They're just values, but you could to get cheap Yankees, you could play either of them.
Yep. Hyun Kim's up to $3,400. They said he'll play 3 to 4 times a week, so we'll see if he gets the lineup. But it is a righty, so there's that spot for him. Nolan Gorman's down here. Jonathan India's leading off. You know what? I've said this a few times. If they play David Hamilton again, like I would play David Hamilton. He's live for stolen bases when he's on the lineup. Had that game against Atlanta, 2 hits, a double, stolen base. So at $3K, if he's in the lineup, I don't mind punting that one.
Sorry, I missed the start of it. My baby monitor was beeping. So
yeah, no worries. I was saying I don't mind David Hamilton if he's in the lineup here. Some speed, gets Morton.
Yeah, he's solid. Well, no, he's not solid, but he's really fast.
Yeah, really fast. And like I said, seemingly when he does get to start, the numbers aren't the worst. Okay. Cole Keith's down to 2,800 now.
And has a second base back.
And has the second base eligibility back. I really like that, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, if Rengifo's hitting at the top of the lineup against Alcantara, I'd give it to him.
That was crazy. Yeah, they hit him second, but they hit him second against a lefty. So I assume he'll either not play or hit at the bottom of the lineup again.
Right. Third base we go. A lot of top options here. Devers has been really good.
Devers
been really good.
Devers, the not third baseman or first baseman. He
doesn't have a position. Yeah.
I would enjoy. What if DraftKings had a DH position or a util position?
Yeah, so it would have to be util, and then you'd have a DH position, right? I guess.
Yeah. Only DHs. You can substitute the DH position for one up position you could on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would have to be a util, but you would have to set the DHs to DH, right?
Yeah.
So you can opt to play Devers as your DH or another player in that util.
Yep.
But you can't play Devers at third.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because like he's just not going to play the field. Like Ohtani's
he literally doesn't bring his glove to the field. He's when they said leave your glove at home, he took that personally.
Yeah,
and he did. So
good for him.
Probably had like a ritual fire, threw it in there, you know. And
he's just doing what he was told.
You know what? He's doing pretty damn well at it. 287, 10 homers, 930 OPS. So.
I mean, dude, I wonder what those numbers look like if you remove the first 5 games of the year.
Yeah, when he went 0 for 20 to start, and everybody thought he was done.
Everyone thought he was toast. He's like in the middle of his prime. He's like the worst player in the history of the game. It's like, no, guys. He's been like a top 5 hitter in baseball for 5 straight years.
Yeah.
He'll be okay.
Yeah. He's still awesome. He's $5,300.
Great matchup. Honestly, no one's going to play. I feel like nobody plays Boston either with how many. Like I shouldn't say nobody, but I feel like they aren't prioritized like the Yankees or prioritized like the Phillies would be.
Yeah.
And Boston looks as good as them because he being Charlie Morton is awful.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what the hour again. I don't know if this game plays either, but let's see.
You're only allowed to do this because you correctly called the Thursday slate.
So, according to weather.com right now, rain is supposed to start on Friday at 5 p.m. and go all the way through midnight. So,
that's sad.
You know, maybe not. But we'll see. It's not supposed to be the torrential downpours that it was today, and we had some really heavy rain today.
Okay.
But they just maybe like, why make people be miserable? It's only going to be 50 degrees as the high. It's going to be raining. Like, it's a divisional opponent. Play a doubleheader on Sunday, and figure it out. But yes, Devers would be great. Polanco versus Gusto at 48 would be great. Mentioned Yandy already. Dude, Moncada.
He's been good. He's having a good year. He's having a good year for what it's worth.
Good for him for what it's been, right? I mean, he's still 222, but 800 OPS.
Yep, 800 OPS. So we don't need to worry about everything else. Do we worry about the Angels' batting averages? No, we need home runs. Yeah.
Riley's
Wait till you get to Taylor Ward's average, and then you look at what Taylor Ward's done the last month. It's like, dude, he's been awful.
He had 3 hits the other day.
It's been awful.
$4,400 though.
Yeah, it's a good price. It's a good pitcher on the other side though.
Eugenio versus Michaelis.
Ooh.
Paredes versus Ernie.
No, I just thought about the return of Ronald Acuna for the Braves on this slate, and their lineup is going to get infinitely better, infinitely fast.
How was he during rehab?
I do not know, but he had like a hit.
I'll pull it up.
I think he homered like his first rehab game, or he hit his first at bat. He had a hit.
Hit 400 with a 1,500 OPS
Yeah, 6 for 50. Yeah, 6 for 15.
7 for 15 with 2 homers, 2 doubles, no
Useful.
stolen base attempts. So.
Useful.
He probably doesn't run this year, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do they? Okay, well, they have to. I was gonna say, do they put him in the field? But they have Ozuna, so they kind of have to.
Live tweet: Ronald Acuna Jr. will officially make season debut Friday.
Yeah, right now. Leadoff hitter?
Yeah, immediately.
Okay. Play him versus Pivetta? When we get to the outfield, would you play him against Pivetta?
No, because we'll get to his price, but he's priced.
Is he $6,800?
No, but he's expensive.
Yeah. He should be. He's Ronald Acuna.
He should be. I'm just,
I'm glad this wasn't like a $2,000 thing.
Yes, that is for sure. Is for sure.
I'm glad that wasn't it. Again, Eugenio Paredes versus Hancock at 4K. That guy Paredes has been on another one right now.
Yeah, he has.
McKinstry will hit probably in the middle of the lineup. Bohm, as frustrating as he can be, does get a lefty.
Yep.
McMahon against Schmidt, 3,800 in course.
Yeah, it's a good one. Ryan McMahon's been definitely better lately, and has done basically everything in his bag of tricks at home this year. 5 of his 6 home runs, 9 of his 12 RBIs. He's had 892 OPS at home. Like, that's his only shot, hitting at home.
Yeah. As I mentioned, Clayton Kershaw in his debut, 5 earned runs allowed in 4 innings. We have Mark Vientos here.
So cheap, dude.
At $3,300. We know the power versus lefties, but does Kershaw sort of shake off that rust, or like, he wasn't really great last year in his 7 starts.
I'm gonna have a hard time not clicking Vientos 33 or Royce Lewis at 32.
Royce Lewis at 32, yeah.
Like, I know Royce Lewis hasn't been great, but he has been better, and a lot of the better has been extra base hits.
Should have had a second homer, but it got robbed.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot more like good than bad lately. Those 2 players against lefties are. And Barger,
I was gonna say, dude, just keep going to Barger, dude. Look at this. Look at the numbers for this kid.
Yeah, he was great. You
know
where they hit him? You know where they hit him on Thursday?
I don't, but they moved him around a few. Was he hitting cleanup again?
He was.
Yeah. Because they've hit him. Last time they hit him cleanup, like the next day they hit him 8th. And they're like, wow.
Well, Santander is just like kind of, until you figure it out, you're going to the bottom, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, he's been bad. So, dude, if Barger's in the lineup again, Rasmussen's a decent pitcher, but I showed you all the StatCast numbers on Barger there, and he was like really good. Let's see if he's qualified yet. Still hasn't qualified, but you can see, like, he's not sweet spotting anything, but he's hitting everything else. So, like, some pretty decent numbers for Addison Barger there. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Would you play Jordan Lawler? Guys, 0 for the call up right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's better than this, but no.
Shortstop. Trey Turner's $6,000 in Sacramento.
Yes,
Bobby Witt Jr. 57. Mookie Betts 55. Lindor in the proper split at 54. Volpe and Coors 52. Zach the NATO machine $4,900.
Oh boy, it's a loaded. We haven't even Gunner's 47.
Yeah, I haven't gotten the Gunner yet. Yeah,
it's 2025
2025 All-Star. Yeah,
it's a loaded position. I mean, we're doing people disservice if we tell everyone to just play everyone, but I don't know how to tell you not to play everyone here. Like, Turner 6K is just very good, steals bases, really good offense around him.
It's weird to say like Bobby Witt Jr. has the worst matchup.
And it's Bobby Witt, so like,
it's Bobby Witt.
It's just
Bobby
like
Witt Jr. So
like, you're 100% correct, but if I told you like oh, Bobby Witt went 3 for 3 with 2 doubles, a stolen base, and 3 runs scored, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah, this time Saturday, you're like, oh, he hit for the cycle. You're like, yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. That's fine.
Right, yeah. So, like, yeah, I think Turner, Lindor, Nato.
This is almost like the same thing we see with the outfield. It's like, find your stack, insert shortstop here.
Like, I don't like playing Volpe against righties. I like playing Volpe against lefties. But this righty is bad, and it's in cores.
And the Rockies bullpen.
And the Rockies bullpen is bad in cores. And Volpe is also, like, in a good lineup spot for the Yankees. So, you know?
Yeah. Trying to see here. I want
to looking for?
Relief bullpen stats. But Fangraphs is not giving me what I'm looking for here.
We'll get it. We'll get it going here.
Oh, I got it. Hold on. We're there. We're there. Let's go. We'll go XFIP here. Worst bullpen via XFIP is the Angels, then the White Sox, and the Rockies are the bottom 3. They don't give you an expected ERA number, which is kind of annoying. But Rockies have the worst bullpen ERA at 5.41.
Definitely. So. What is it at, and can you set that to home?
Yeah.
I would venture to say it's even worse if you do that too.
As a relief pitcher, let's see. Can I do home? As it doesn't let me do home relief pitcher splits. And if it does, I'm just not figuring it out quick enough, but doesn't seem to.
If you do, I got it. If you do,
I can do away
team. So if you do the splits leaderboard page,
yeah.
Under pitching,
yeah,
you do relief pitcher, and then you do away.
Yeah, it doesn't let you pick both.
Interesting. Why not? That's kind of annoying.
Yep. I don't disagree, but they're bad. We know that.
If you do, okay, I got it.
Okay.
If you do the splits, if you do, instead of quick splits, if you do splits,
yeah,
you can do
okay,
home or away. Their ERA is, why is it opposing ERA at relief pitcher at home is 4.46, which is kind of surprising to me because Washington's the worst at 7.81.
I thought we would have seen the Cubs after Ryan Presley's.
That's true. Ryan Presley exists. That's true. Shout out to Keith if you're listening. Sorry.
Dodgers bullpen has allowed the most home runs at home this year.
That's interesting. I wonder if they count Landon Knack as that because
possible. But the Angels and Dodgers have allowed the most home runs in total this year, 31 each.
Interesting. It's a lot of home runs. That's a lot of home runs.
Pretty bad. 300 batting average allowed by Angels bullpen. Anyways, we're going way off track here. Nato against Miami. Again, Zach Nato's
amazing.
Should be up there with these guys. He'll be there soon.
Yep.
Mentioned Gunnar against Giolito should definitely be up there as well. Super cheap, 47. Bichette's been good. Perdomo, Josh Smith, obviously all there. Pena's at 39. Wynn, 38. Caballero might hit second again. Lawler starting in 37. Dude, shortstop is loaded.
Yeah, it's a great position. Chase Meadroth, shout out. Keeps stealing bases, keeps hitting 3,500. I mean, he just is like,
dude, kind of crazy, right?
Automatic double-digit fast points, dude.
Yeah.
If he gets on, he just steals. Yeah. The A's, we're not playing Schumann, but they led Schumann off on Thursday, which is hilarious.
Was that because Wilson wasn't in the lineup, or he was?
No, Wilson played. He hit second. They won't do it again.
I got nothing else.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's get to the 7K Judge. $7,000. Aaron Judge. In course. He's going to hit. I say that he is 3-game series or 4. Do they finish on Monday or 3?
3.
I will say he finishes the series with more than 3 homers for the series. Wow. I'm not saying that he'll have all of them in this game, but he'll finish with at least 4 homers in this series.
He could have them all in this one game.
Very well could.
He might also just get walked this whole series because Rocky pitching is bad.
It's true. Again, find ourselves in a spot where like you can pretty much play a lot of these guys. Obviously, Padres versus Sale, tough spot for them individually. But Bellinger's been on a heater, $5,500 for him. Grisham, 54. Duran, if that game plays, 52 has been good. Wyatt Langford, Justin Dominguez from the left side at 5K. So, they're all pretty much in play. Ronald Acuna, 55 as well, making his debut.
Yeah, I really don't have much to add because there's not much to add.
I agree. All right, we'll talk about the next group then, under 5K.
Varsho continues to just melt baseballs into oblivion. So if you want to play Dalton Varsho and just hope that his power is like super real, you could do that. Riley Green is awesome. Like awesome. So awesome. You could play him. Usually a lot of these guys we'd like are in kind of bad matchups. I'm okay with Mullins and Castellanos 44. That's like a price I'm comfortable with. I hate this Coors Field pricing for Castellanos so weak, but 5,200 is a good price. I would go to Castellanos 44. Wilyer Abreu 43. Guy just like he is like a bizarre player because he just
cold quick.
Dude, it is like 0 for 12, 2 home runs, 0 for 16, 7 straight hits. You're like, oh my, like this guy needs to figure it out. But he is obviously super high ceiling guy. Baez looks pretty good. Brenton Doyle has been good at home. Marcell Ozuna is just too cheap. He had a monster Thursday slate.
And we said, like, we've kind of been waiting. What does this lineup look like once Acuna is reestablished, right? Like, do they all just, we don't like talking narratives, but like players will talk about it. Like they see the lineup. Yeah. They see a guy back in their lineup and they just feel better, right? Like, they're like, oh, like Ron Acuna's in the lineup. Like, we're back,
I don't know if Ozuna like did this on purpose. He's homered 3 of 4. Like, isn't that the start of Acuna's rehab? Wasn't it like the beginning of the week? He didn't play a lot.
Yeah, he just feel the surge, Yeah, homers, like they're all back.
Yeah, they scored 8 runs or whatever. So I'd be good with just a price point play. Just kind of like your Riley. Like you stopped and talked about Riley, and then we went on that Acuna tangent. Yeah. Like just price points, they're too cheap.
Yep, agreed. Ryder Hearn, Kerry Carpenter, Adolis down there. Taylor Waters, you mentioned, guy who just does not stop homering.
I'm gonna say it right now. They're going to be the cheap stack that everyone pairs with the Yankees, and like I agree. They're without a doubt. I mean,
Sammy's just too bad.
Yeah, he's been bad, and all the Angels are doing are homering. Dude, they're just
he's actually doing more than just homering.
Yeah, he's just insane person. He's doing insane work right now.
Yeah. I mean, remember a couple of years ago, he like went off to that start. You're like, Taylor Ward is doing this?
Right.
And then he cooled off, but he goes through these runs where this is what he does. So
Altuve just hit his second home run of the night for what that's worth.
700 for him.
Second base outfield gets Ernie. So it's a good match.
Haggerty's going to lead off probably again, right?
He hit he hit a lot of really hard baseballs against the Yankees. He like basically traded spots with Leody Taveras.
Yeah.
Because he was on the Mariners and then Taveras was on the Rangers and then they both got cut. They
got traded for each other, sort of.
Yeah, they both got cut and both ended up on opposite teams. Like one of them's leading off. I don't get it, but yeah.
Lourdes is 35. Michael Harris again, maybe just the transitive properties of getting Acuna in the lineup. At 35.
And he had a good, I think he had 2 hits, or he had an RBI and a stolen base. One hit, 2 RBI and a stolen base on Thursday. So,
dude, they're all feeling it right now.
Yeah.
They're all like, our guy's back.
Yep,
right?
MVP.
Yep.
Soler's been another one.
Yeah, Soler. Surprisingly, not really homering.
No.
Well, everybody else homers. He's not the one. I feel like you've given they have Lane Thomas back.
They did get you can play Lugo if he's
Lugo, yeah. Cam Smith, $3,100.
Too expensive.
Anything else on here?
No, but Michael Massey has outfield eligibility.
That is weird. Okay. Joe Adell homered.
Joe Adell can every once in a while when he faces Zach Littell in an interminor league ballpark hit home runs.
Yep. All righty. So I think we're in agreement. We're gonna play Ward.
Yes.
If I can spell his name not 6 times. A little lag play here. Ward.
I if Ohapi is gonna be 3,900. I don't know if he's gonna play this game because he's played like 6 straight days, but he's also hit 4 home runs in 3 days and has 8 hits in his last 4. I don't know how that guy would get benched. He might be too expensive if we're gonna pay up for Yankees too. So I don't know.
I hear you. We're at 5K right now.
Goldschmidt or Rice. Goldschmidt's just cheaper.
Yeah, take the slightly cheaper player.
Just because we're gonna need salary. What are we doing at pitcher?
Well, that's kind of where I'm settling in here.
Kikuchi.
Yeah, gotta go Yusei, I guess, and then Job 74.
If we
say that with little confidence, but Clark Schmidt and just hope they get the win equity.
He's a good pitcher at 7,200. If you plugged in Lopez, what would that? We can't do that. Never mind.
We'd have to play 2K something. So.
We'd be punting catcher. Third base, we have Royce Lewis and or Vientos.
We play Cole Keith at second. It's 3K.
Royce, 32.
Barger.
Oh, yeah.
We're still at 3,100. Like, we could go off Kikuchi and go down to Job or something that.
Go to Job or Clark. One of the two.
Who do you feel better about?
I never feel comfortable in Coors, but I'm obviously not afraid. The Rockies are just the worst team ever.
Yep. All right, so this gives us a little bit more flexibility.
Nato or Volpe, probably just to correlate with our.
We do the cheaper one. That doesn't.
I would have loved to get that. Probably puts us like back at like Soler or something, or
we could. Obviously, Hoppy has been great, but
Caballero. Yeah.
No, actually, I like the Caballero call. He's been good. Has some speed. I don't mind that. Altuve, as you mentioned. Let's see if there's any like power.
Well, we have a lot of power. The only thing is, man.
Did you do Lugo? Obviously knowing he's also likely to strike out, but
just for the correlation, I'd probably rather play Soler than Lugo, but
do we have Soler money? Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
All right, I'm good with that. $600 left over. I don't know what that would change.
Ben Rice, if you preferred it, or Royce Lewis and or Vientos if you preferred it, Volpe if you like it. It's all like just basically going up. But
yeah, it feels like we should have another Yankee, but Goldschmidt and Rice play that we like. I want to get to Bellinger somehow.
Then go down off Ohapi.
But that doesn't really get us Bellinger though.
If we went off NATO and did like
actually, you know what? It does $2,400. Like play for Mean, probably in the lineup, right?
Huge punt catcher.
So all right. I feel better about that. So Kikuchi, Schmidt, Fermin, Goldschmidt, Keith, Barger, Nato, Ward, Judge, and Bellinger. 2-man Angels, 3-man Yankees, a couple of one-off Sheepies to make it happen there.
Yeah, it's like 2, 3, 4 Yankees too. So
yeah. All right. Guys, example lineup for everybody right there. We'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern time to do it all again with some official lineups for you all. Let us know in the comments section where are you guys going with this main slate, and we'll catch you later.